Assalamualaikum teman-teman, kembali lagi dengan aku Rima. Di video kali ini kita akan membahas part 2-nya antepartum diagnostic testing, oke? Sebagai persiapan teman-teman yang mau berkarir di Middle East, khususnya Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Semoga teman-teman dapat insight dari materi kita kali ini. Aku doakan lulus prometric exam and get your Saudi Consul with one shot. Amin ya. Sebelum aku lanjut, boleh bantu like dan subscribe-nya supaya aku makin semangat nih buat video yang bisa bantuin teman-teman buat lulus prometric exam. Oke. So, another antepartum diagnostic testing is biophysical profile. Biophysical profile is non-invasive assessment of the fetus that includes fetal breathing movement, fetal tone, amniotic fluid index, and fetal heart rate patterns via non-stress test. This one important. Wallahi, this one important. Normal fetal biophysical activities indicate that the central nervous system is functional and that the fetus is not hyposemic. Okay? This one, non-stress test, it's important. There is a question in prometric exam. Next, Doppler blood flow analysis. Non-invasive ultrasonography method of studying the blood flow in the fetus and placenta. Okay, next. Another one is percutaneous umbilical blood sampling. Percutaneous umbilical blood sampling is performed if fetal blood sampling is necessary. It involves insertion of a needle directly into fetal umbilical vessel under ultrasound guidance. I'm sorry, my cat is coming. Fetal heart rate monitoring is necessary for 1 hour after the procedure, and a follow-up ultrasound to check for bleeding or hematoma malformation is done 1 hour after the procedure. Yeah, what you want? Come. And alpha fetoprotein screening, assessing the quantity of fetal serum proteins. Abnormal protein levels are associated with open neural tube and abdominal wall defect. This one also important, guys, so please read nicely and please understanding this one. Assist in screening for spina bifida and Down syndrome. Okay, so this one important to detect this one. If abnormal, repeat test. False positive is common. Intervention: alpha fetoprotein level is determined by maternal blood sample drawn between 16 to 18 weeks of gestation. If level is abnormal and the gestation less than 18 weeks, a second sample drawn and screened. So, if first time the result is positive, just repeat. Okay. And ultrasound is performed for elevated level to rule out fetal abnormalities or multiple gestation. Next, deoxyribonucleic acid (DNA) genetic testing can be used to detect abnormalities related to an inherited condition. Assist in determining if the woman is at risk for having a fetus with Down syndrome, especially trisomy 21, Edwards syndrome, trisomy 18, or fatal syndrome, trisomy 13. Intervention: this type of testing can be done as early 7 weeks of gestation, and blood sample is issued. Okay, next, chorionic villus sampling. This one also very important. Like how many times I said, performed for the purpose of detecting genetic abnormalities. The primary healthcare provider aspirates small sample chorionic villus tissue at 10 to 13 weeks. Okay, intervention. Ensure informed consent was obtained. The client may need to drink water to fill the bladder before the procedure. 8. The visualization of the uterus for catheter insertion. Abstain baseline vital sign, fetal heart rate, monitor frequently after the procedure. This one. Rhesus negative woman may be given. Like always, I'm sure there is question about this immunoglobulin. Okay, because chorionic villus sampling increases the risk of resuscitation. Next, amniocentesis. This one also, please kindly remember this one. Aspiration of amniotic fluid best performed between 15 to 20 weeks. Because amniotic fluid volume is adequate and many viable fetal cells are present in the fluid by this time. Performed to determine the genetic disorder, metabolic defect, and fetal lung maturity. Risk: maternal hemorrhage, infection, rhesus isoimmunization, abruption placenta, amniotic fluid emboli, premature rupture of membrane. If we are doing this one, high risk for this. Intervention. Ensure informed consent was obtained if less 20 weeks of gestation. The client should have full bladder to support the uterus is performed after 20 weeks. Okay? The client have an empty bladder to minimize the chance of puncture. Prepare the client for ultrasonography, which is performed to locate the placenta and avoid puncture. Obtain baseline vital sign and fetal heart monitor every 15 minutes. Position the client supine during the examination and on the left side after the procedure. After chorionic villus sampling and amniocentesis, instruct the client that if chills, fever, bleeding, leaking of the fluid at the needle insertion site, decreased vital movement, uterine contraction, or cramping occurs, she must notify primary health care. Go to primary health care. Key count. This one also important. Beginning at 28 weeks gestation, the client sits quietly or lies down on her side and count fetal kicks as instructed. Instruct the client to notify the primary health care if there is air fever, then 10 kicks in 2 consecutive 2-hour periods, or instructed by the primary health care. Okay, please remember this one. Next, Fern test. The Fern test is a microscopic slide to determine the presence of amniotic fluid leaking. Using sterile technique, a specimen is obtained from the external os of the cervix and vagina full and examined on the slide under a microscope. A fern-like pattern produced by the effect of salt of the amniotic fluid indicates the present amniotic fluid may be done in conjunction with nitrazine test. Tes lakmus ya. Position client, dorsal lithotomy position. Oh my god, my chicken guys. Instruct the client to cough, which is chaotic amniotic fluid to leak from the uterus if the membrane are ruptured. Next, nitrazine test. Nitrazine test strip is used to detect the presence of amniotic fluid and vaginal secretion. Vaginal secretion have a pH 4.5 to 5.5 and do not affect the nitrazine strip or sweat. Amniotic fluid has pH from 7.0 to 7.5 and turns the nitrazine strip become blue. Okay, A positive. Position the client dorsal lithotomy position, touch the tape. This one I think you already know this one. Next, fibronectin test. Sampling of cervical and vaginal secretion for fetal fibronectin done between week 22 and week 34 of pregnancy in the primary healthcare provider. is concerned about preterm labor. Positive result may indicate that one set of labor in 1 to 3 weeks. Negative test results are more predictive that preterm labor will not begin. Okay, so if the result is negative, it means preterm labor will not begin. Test used if at risk preterm labor before 37 weeks. This intervention you can read by yourself. Non-stress test and contraction stress test. Okay, we're talking non-stress test. Please remember non-stress test and contraction stress test because this is important. There is a question about this one. Description. Non-stress test. Test is performed to assess placental function and oxygenation. Test determine fetal well-being. Test evaluate the fetal heart rate, respond fetal movement. Okay, this one intervention you can read by yourself. I will inform the result. Result a reactive non-stress test. It's mean normal. Okay, negative. If reactive. A healthy fetus. It's mean if reactive. It's mean normal or negative. It means also a healthy fetus. The result requires 2 or more FIR acceleration of at least 15 beats per minute, lasting at least 15 seconds from the beginning of acceleration to the end in association with fetal movement during 20-minute period. Non-reactive non-stress test, it's abnormal if non-reactive. Okay, no acceleration or acceleration f less than 15 beats per minute or lasting less than 15 seconds in duration occur during 40-minute observation. The result 1, 2, 3. Unsatisfactory. The result cannot be interpreted because the poor quality of FIR tracing. Please remember this one. I'm sure there is question about this one in prometric exam. If you get exam and there is question about this one, you coming back to me again. Next, we will talking about contraction stress test. Description. Test assess placental oxygenation and function. The test determines fetal ability to tolerate labor and determines fetal well-being. Fetus is exposed to the stress contraction to assess the adequacy of placental provision under simulated labor condition. Test is performed if non-stress test is abnormal. Okay. So, if non-stress test abnormal, we will do contraction stress test. Okay. You know they're related. For this intervention, you can read by yourself. We will talking about the result. If negative contraction stress test, it's mean normal. It's opposite from the non-stress test. If reactive, it's mean normal. But contraction stress test, if negative, is a normal. Okay, a negative result is represented by no late deceleration of the fetal heart rate. If positive stress test, it's mean abnormal. And this one, okay, this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. Equivocal. And equivocal contain deceleration but less than 50% of the contraction or uterine activity, so hyperstimulated uterus. If unsatisfactory, an unsatisfactory result means that adequate uterine contraction cannot be achieved or the fetal heart tracing is of insufficient quality for adequate interpretation. Okay, please remember that I taught you what that will be in the exam. Okay, enough for today. Sekian dulu video kali ini. Jangan lupa like, subscribe, dan share video ini ke teman bidan lainnya. Semoga bermanfaat. Mau tanya-tanya boleh komen di bawah. Dan buat teman-teman yang mau ebook versi lengkapnya dan join grup Telegram aku, bisa komen di bawah atau DM aku di Instagram ya. Dadah. Makasih.